So my dear Gemini, this is your reading now for the month of Taurus. The Earth has moved in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Taurus, and of course the Moon has moved in such a way that now we see him stationing or being positioned for the next 2 days in your sign, Gemini. Now, what comes to my mind is each time it's different, right? Last year, this constellation happened as well, because this is only once a year that this moment happens like this, just Sun and Moon. And now imagine all the other planets when they're placed in such a way that it's each time a new energy, a new composition, and still the old gets repeated because that's how we learn. It's kind of similar, but it's not really similar. And so what I get this time is that you have to have a new perspective. The conscious is looking at the subconscious, and the subconscious is looking up. Now start getting the information from here down. Don't put yourself here, don't put yourself here, but put yourself here, because the triangle of the Hierophant is literally saying you get the message, right? You get the information because he's the one that receives the information. He's ruled by Venus and the second house of worth, of self-worth. And my self-worth can only be seen really from a higher perspective. And so you're invited to literally recognize the spiritual messages that are coming now to you through the Sun, through Taurus, to your Moon, to your subconscious. And she's looking up. Now switch the perspective. Start becoming the angel, and don't look from down here up. Start looking from up down, right? Change your perspective. This is what I get today. Now here we have, of course, a movement that I created through inhale up, exhale, bend down into forward bend. So Taurus has to get up from his chair, from his yes, I am the high priest, and yes, now I gotta start a movement because it's the Trinity, and in the Trinity you gotta start doing and not just telling what to do, right? And so yeah, this is the message for you through Taurus. And of course you are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the messenger, is the communication. You're the third house of communication. And for you, I gave you the reaching back into the feet, reaching into the subconscious, Pisces, right? So we talk always about the age of Pisces, and we are moving into the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is an air sign. So we got to come up. We got to now change our perspective and see, hey, I am now the angel, and I am open, I am love. And so Eka Raja Kaputasana is one of those positions. It's like, it's very intense, and it really fills you with love and awe, because you recognize all of a sudden how much love you need to be an angel. And so yeah, there is really earth and air sign, right? And so the air signs understand the age of Aquarius that is coming. And so just that you know, I do 2 readings. I do the daily readings, which is connected with the right spin of the earth around its own axis every 24 hours. That's like my daily readings in German and in English. And then you get a soul reading, which is always in your opposite sign, which is then Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, we also see the angel, but now he's standing, and the 2 people have become the 2 cups. And so there you get your soul reading, which is a left spinning reading, which is connected also with the earth that is spinning to the left. And that wobble is 25,800 years long. We divide it through the 12 zodiac signs, and we get an age. And of course that age is 2,150 years long, and now it's the age of Pisces, which to the left then now becomes the age of Aquarius. just that you know. And since you're an air sign, right, you are coming here with that one thought, with that one sword, and you know, hey, people, the age of Aquarius is coming. I know, right? So that's what I feel is happening here. And so if I put you here to the left, then it's this, I understood, I'm going to look up, and I see we're going into an air sign, Aquarius, and I understand it because it's the soul, right? To the left, it's soul, to the right, it's human, and we need both. We need up and down and right and left and in and out, and that's what's so important in these readings. It's about find again and again and again in new circumstances the moment of recognizing what the teaching is here, because it's infinite. It is really truly infinite, and it's difficult to understand it. Do I put you here? You're going towards the major arcana, right? And you can see, so here's already quite a story that can be told. So if your birthday is between May 10th and June 9th, this is your court card, right? And you can see he's on a soul level, on a soul path, and that soul path is to bring the information very clearly and spread the word to the people. Back to the last reading where Aries Sun highlighted the Gemini Moon, success and social status needs true strength from within. Woohoo! Quite a message, right? Yeah, success and social status. It means very clearly you gotta know what you're doing if you want to climb that ladder. And I guess Aries, the Emperor, was speaking to you back then very clearly. And interesting enough, you having here the 34, which is the Empress and the Emperor, which is the male and the female, that we have to unite again and again and again. It's the same message. It's right. The lovers is not another person. Oh no, there is someone coming into your life. No, I'm not doing those kinds of readings, so you can stop right here. I am only doing the reading so that you find a happiness and an empowerment from deep within, and then someone will come, right? And that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's begin the reading. So what is the soul wanting to tell you? Well, there is a new aeon coming. There is a calling through the angels. They are looking down and people are rising. People are standing up. It's the 20, the 2 and the 0. It's not a 10, it's not a new cycle, it's actually immediately now a 20, a 2 and a 0, and it's like, wow, you are recognizing the new age, the new aeon is coming, because you feel it, right? You really feel that. You connected with the air signs, with the Libra and with the Aquarius, because you're Gemini, also an air sign, and so your soul is letting you know there is a calling. There is a deep, deep calling within you. Listen to it. If that calling says jump, you jump. You don't question it, right? Sometimes it's like go to the right. You just go to the right. Go to the left. You go to the left. Or stop, and you stop. And it's really important that you listen, because it's that awakening. It's that I am really listening here to this message from my angels, from him. He's here in his grave, and now he's up here, all shifted again back to the soul, and he recognizes this big shift, right? This big transformation that is coming here. So listen to the call. On the position of the magician comes the hummingbird, and the hummingbird is connected with the third eye, and the number here is the 26. So the magician is always that state of consciousness, like the fool. It's not yet a physical energy, but it's something in your brain. It's something that's telling you, I gotta listen to this. I gotta be inspired by this. And so you feel there is an inspiration coming to you, and you feel that somehow you have a vision of that, because the 2 is the intuition and the 6 is you. Here you are, right? The 6, the self-love, that yes, open yourself up. And it's a 2-2 now, right? Because that intuition is a calling, right? So sometimes people ask me, why didn't I listen? I said, well, because you weren't trained. Who is really trained to listen to something that we can see, that we cannot hear, that we don't even know if it's real? And so we got to learn again and again to awaken to the soul. And the hummingbird, look in which direction he is looking. He's not looking into the human. He's looking here into this scene, and he's like, yes, listen, my dear Gemini, listen to your intuition. I am bringing you then the 8, because the 8 is above his head, above the magician. And so you know really clearly what is happening here. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups speaks always about that luck card, right? And I don't see it really typically always like that. It's more for me like the 9 is a completion. The 9 is in both schools, right? The chakra school or the tree of life school. It's that completion. It's that moment where we recognize, wow, I have arrived within myself, right? And this is the intuition that is telling you that, and it's flowing, and you are 3 cups here, 3 cups here, and 3 cups here, and 3 and 3 and 3, and it's just this perfect square. And within it, it's like fulfillment of the masculine and the feminine and the soul in all direction, body, mind, and soul. And it's really kind of, I have arrived. And even though this is Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter is the planet of luck, and Pisces is now the age of Pisces, is telling you, you are intuitively understand that Pisces is leaving. Pisces is a beautiful age. Pisces is that age that we have recognized the love, Jesus the fisherman, right? In an age there is a religion formed. It takes 2,150 years for people to understand, oh, okay, what's happening here, right? And before that, it was the age of Aries, because it's left, right? This big cycle that we don't even feel. We feel that the earth is spinning through the sun, and we notice, we're like, oh, okay, now it's day, then it's night, it's day, it's night, and we can feel that. But the other wobble, we don't feel it. And so there is an age slowly establishing in our minds and hearts and bodies. And you feel that the age of Pisces, right? Jupiter in Pisces speaking here through the luck card, that you listened, all right? You are intuitive and you know that this is happening. On the position then of the Empress, which is the state of consciousness that is giving birth to form, and the soul goes and lives in the form, and whatever form the soul chooses to be in to make its experience comes here. Libra, right? Justice, which is in this deck an 8. And so there are schools that have switched Libra and Leo's position, and some say, well, this is the right position, and the others say that is the right position, right? It's the 11 or the 8. And I leave it up to you, right? For me, it makes more sense if here is Leo, because it's the succession of the zodiac signs. And it just feels more like after Cancer comes Leo, and after Cancer doesn't come Libra, right? So for me, I go with the astrology, and I accept this because it's another perspective that I'm allowed to see and find my balance and not be judgmental just because one says this is the way we do it and the others say this is the way we do it. And so the form that you're giving birth to is to scale things, right? And to always be vigilant and to always look at everything and know that she gives birth to everything. And it gives birth to this cup or this scale and this scale. And she is like, yes, well, now find your balance between both. Both are right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. Both are what they are. And so this is what's coming to you. And of course, it's a Libra as well. Right, so Libra is speaking here through this 8, and you get an 8-8 portal with this 8 and this one. And 2 times 8 is the creativity in that infinite loop of knowing that duality is coming and going, the infinite moment of I learn, and I really learn to be happy. I learn not to be in the black. I learn not to be in the white. I learn to be in the middle. I learn not to be here, neither here. I learn to be in my center. I learn to be the one. It's like really like strong, right? It's like learn to be the one. Learn to be the guardian angel here, not the 2 people. It's beautiful, right? But it's also sometimes can make you quite miserable. If you don't know who you are, right? Then you become attached. Then comes on the position of the Hierophant. You. So Taurus is giving you the power now to see this. It's an air sign. It was also a sword. One sword, one sword. And it's almost like you're becoming here more the messenger of the angel. Here you are searching, and you're working. And Taurus is almost saying, just arrive. Because Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus is the middle of the spring now, right? We had Aries, and Aries was a cardinal sign. Now we're in the center and fixed. And so you are allowed to arrive. Stop, to be the one that is searching constantly for answers. Arrive and find your answer always deep within. And this is what Taurus is bringing to you. Then on the position of the Knight of Swords comes the 8 of Wands reversed. And the 8 of Wands, right? So you have 1, 2, 3 times the 8. And the 8 of Wands reversed, we're going to look at that in a minute, is Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, this is you. And you came up here. And it's almost saying you've gotten a focus that's strong and clear from the Fool. The angels have called, and it's clear why it's reversed, because it's coming from above. It's pointing at the center of the card, because if it's upright, it's coming at the center of the card from a lower perspective. And so it had to come reversed, because now it's coming from the last judgment, or this transformation, this new zeitgeist, this new age that is speaking to you from above, from the wands. And it's Mercury in Sagittarius. And guess what? Sagittarius is opposite of you. And guess what? Mercury is your planet. So Mercury is telling you that something in Sagittarius is going to happen. When Mercury is in Sagittarius, maybe you want to look at the astrology that is letting you know when Mercury is in Sagittarius. And there you will get a big message from your guardian angel. Very clearly, because you have that guardian angel, and you're supposed to get now the perspective from up here, not anymore here, and not anymore here. And that's why it's reverse. why it's coming from above and not from below. And it's really like, wow, you are being pushed to recognize something very profound, because this is in the center of your spread, right? So this is above the 9, and so here you have this 8, and you have, of course, the hummingbird, the third eye is speaking to you, and you have, of course, then justice as well, right? So you have this 8, 8, 8 portal, 3 times 8, empowerment in the way you see the Earth star. And the Earth star is the age of Aquarius, because it's the star, it's the hope. It's the number 17, which is becoming an 8. So it's speaking directly to the 8. And you recognize something, right? When you come here, you realize something. It's like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna need to search anymore, because I have gotten the information and I learned to be happy. My intuition is letting me know, be happy. Everything is flowing, right? You don't need to search. And nevertheless, Taurus has come and spoken to you that you still searching. But where are you going towards is this. So you arriving, and then it happens really fast. It's always like it's saying yes, and then it's just going to be like, bang. You're going to recognize something. You're going to realize something. It's like fast. And what's going to come now on your position where the moon is? Again, Libra. And then you recognize something very profound. This is the 8 and this is the 11. So who's right? No one. The same way this card can be read in this way and in this way, because there's no human being in it. So it doesn't bring me to say something negative about it, right? Because usually they say when it's reversed, it's something negative. But it's like the 8 and the 11 are speaking here through Libra to you. And it's like, have a look. And she is holding the sword up, and now look what she does with the sword. So it's something very powerful coming at you, speaking to you, letting you know something, because this is truly remarkable, right? It's almost like this is what you recognize in this world, and you bring this into the soul, and you're like wanting the soul to know, hey, yeah, I get it. I understand now. I understand that I have to stop, right? Because I have that one clear sword, and you are here recognizing now the message, right? It doesn't matter whether Libra is 8 or 11. Libra is Libra, right? So, and then on the position of the moon, which is in your sign, right? So the moon is coming, and then comes 19, the falling angel. A spiritual narcolepsy. Very interesting word. I had to look it up. And it's kind of like sometimes we get in this place of like, well, I am the guardian angel and everything is great and I have awakened and maybe blah, 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 and bang, right? We recognize, nope, there are things that are still coming down and hitting you. And of course you have a 19, which is the 1, and on the 1 came the hummingbird, right? The hummingbird, that's the story of you recognizing your intuition, you recognizing that you, when you love yourself, you find that intuition deep within you. And the story here is then that you understand that's your inspiration. Then the 9, you got here, the 9 on the position of the high priestess, the happiness. You are happy, 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 happy. You're in the Virgo hermit state of, I get it. I understand that deep within I'm happy. Nevertheless, it's literally cautioning you to be like, don't become that person that is kind of like sitting on their success and doing nothing. You gotta constantly keep evolving and shifting, because then the 19 becomes a 10, and the 10 is a 1 and a 0. And so it's almost like saying, if not, it will throw you back to the 10. This is the 20. You see, it's this very interesting, everything is cyclical, you will learn again and again, and the angel here, this state of consciousness is literally like, okay, and then you could fall, right, and keep using your wings, keep using the potential to be this hummingbird, this inner vision, this inner intuition, this inner seeing, this happiness that you get from that, and see also that justice is coming twice to you. So there's a Libra very strongly speaking to you through the major arcana, and just recognize, right? So recognize what this fallen angel is wanting to tell you. It's just like, yeah, I recognize that you have to stay vigilant, that you have to stay in such a state of consciousness that you see now the perspective of the angel. See? And when the angel falls down, then what? Right? So it's like you learn to see the perspective of the angel because you have gotten through the Fool already, the angel. 20 and 10 is 30. 3 and 0 is then the empowerment, right, to constantly stay connected. Then on the position of the sun comes the breath, the number 27. So the 2, the high priestess, we got the 9. Your intuition is telling you, yes, I am happy when I learn to control the inhale and the exhale, when I learn to really be with myself. The 7 is Cancer, which is then after you. The sun goes after you into Cancer. The success, the summer, that movement, that joy. Calculated together the 9, and so here the 9 is literally saying, yeah, keep learning, keep breathing, keep taking in the sun, because the sun is in Taurus, and Taurus has brought you gotta, to control yourself, to control this, you gotta breathe, you gotta come into your center, you gotta learn to be a 9, you gotta learn to be a hermit, you gotta learn that everything starts within you, the 9, the empowerment, and still, of course, the 1, the magician, right, the third eye, that 6th chakra, which is then, of course, the 6th, right, connected back to you. Notice that, know that it's important for you to now take a new perspective, to see this perspective. And of course on the moon, which is in your sign, right, has come up the Libra of the number 11. And when I calculate the 19 together, it's a 10. The 0, okay, but it's a 111 portal for you. So 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is the power to be the 1, the power to be the seed, the power to be nothing and everything. And it's speaking very strongly to you on all levels. It's almost like saying, yeah, you gotta be the angel now. Even if you fall, at least you have recognized that you are that angel. At least you recognize that now you are awakening to a new age. You are learning through the breath to control that kind of message, right? Because then on the position of the world, you're getting the 9 of Wands. And so the world is literally that cyclical moment of the 3, because it's the 21, and the 3 is the Empress, where you had this Libra, the 8, and so the 9 of Wands, that fire that I want to be strong, and it's moon in Sagittarius, which happens in your month. When you give Sagittarius the sun to his full moon, then you will understand that that's something that you want to embody as well, because that's your opposite sign. That's the ultimate bringing together of the black and white of the High Priestess. And so the 9-9 portal, right? The water and the fire, and connecting it, 9-9 is 18, is the moon. The moon here in Sagittarius. And of course, you had here Mercury in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is speaking to you directly in then your month where the sun is in your sign, and you give the full moon to Sagittarius, the light, which is then here what the moon in Sagittarius is speaking about. You are then seeing this big portal, this big movement that you have created through the 999 portal. 3 times 9 is I am empowered from deep within through a hermit state of consciousness. And it's maybe a Virgo that is helping you to do that, but you are recognizing that yourself. You are coming to that place yourself by acknowledging now that you are that angel, that you have ascended up. But always remember, when you ascend up, you can also fall down. So just recognize that you are, through the inhale and exhale, constantly in that loop of the 3 times 8, right? The hummingbird, the justice, and the 8 of wands. And so 9 wands and 8 wands, how much does that make? Exactly 17. What's the 17? The age of Aquarius. An 8. So the 8, strong, powerful, third eye, Libra, right? Balance, Venus, coming into your true empowerment, and noticing it doesn't matter if they come from above or below, but it's like you have to come here so that you can now bring the action, the clear action of the 8, of that 8 of the magician into this world, into your world, and create your own world and create the magic here, right? Because that's what's left. 8 wands through the 17, through the age of Aquarius. You are deeply connecting now to a very, very strong message of I am up here like a star, up here like an angel. I'm not here anymore. I am here now. Wow. Sometimes it's just really, I tell you again and again, I never see the reading when it's lying here. I can only see it when I put it into the camera, and it's really fascinating. So I hope I see you in the next one, because that's when you're getting the sun in your sign, and of course you're getting also the new moon. And so the message is coming through the 6 of the 26th. You will see, right, the hummingbird, the third eye, the empowerment of that inspiration of then 8 wands through the age of Aquarius is then speaking there to you very strongly. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.